Hey guys, it's Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. Thanks so much for joining me for another video. A big welcome to all my new subscribers and existing subscribers. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm glad that you are here spending some time with me. I wanted to pop on as I've been away. Last weekend was my mom's birthday, and to celebrate, a girlfriend and I rented kind of these cabins out in beautiful Kananaskis country. And it's like a main, sorry, my light turned off there, main kind of cabin. So it's like a duplex almost, and it's split in half. So there's mirror images of each cabin, which is separated by a barn door. So each cabin has its own kitchen, bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and then it's separated by a barn door. So she had one side, and my mom and I and the kids and Gary had the other side. And we opened up the barn door, and then we just kind of let everybody flow back and forth. And it was a fantastic weekend. We were there about 4 days. I didn't get as much done as I had wanted. I ended up, hi Rosanna, how are you? I helped Rosanna do some signs for her. Awesome Christmas gnomes that she does. So she's also doing the craft fair. Mom was working on her slippers for the craft fair. And then, yeah, I was trying to get this done. So let me step you through what exactly I did. Oh, I wanted to let you guys know as well. I'm going to see if I can get this thing to stay on. It was so amazing. On our way out to Kananaskis, we kind of got a little bit of a late start. So we didn't leave till about 4. So it was kind of dusk tonight by the time we got there. But on the way there, we saw 2 deer, and then we saw elk, and then we ended up seeing a moose. It was so crazy. I've never actually seen a moose that close before. It was a young female moose. Rosanna doesn't think moose exists because she's never seen one, so I'm just teasing on you, Rosanna. But yeah, no, we did see a moose, and it was so cool. It was really great to see, and the kids were so excited. And then we saw some big horn sheep on the way home, so really fantastic weekend, and lots of nature. And the kids actually were feeding birds out of their hands. It was like a Snow White moment. It was a really great weekend, and it was nice to celebrate my mom's birthday out there. So so what I ended up getting done is I've been wanting to do an Alice in Wonderland journal again for a long time. I did one years ago for one of our good friends' daughter for her birthday, and I've had these 49 and graphic papers sitting in my stash for a very long time, and I've just been really nervous to use them because I don't want to screw it up, right? They're expensive papers, and I just didn't want to up it up, you know what I mean? I'm sure you guys kind of go through the same thing as well. So I bit the bullet. I'm like, no, I'm going to make this journal. It's fine. I can do this. It's just paper. I can buy more. Not this year because I'm not buying any craft supplies this year, but next year, whatever. So I ended up making this beautiful journal cover, and so I'll show you. This is just a cracker box. It is a family size vegetable thins cracker box. This is part of the packaging, and I made it a bit smaller, the spine smaller. So this would have been the original spine, which is like, what does this measure? 3 1/4 inches. And so now the spine is down to excuse me, just over 1.5 inches. So I made the spine smaller because I only wanted to do one signature with it. So I used some of the papers just to kind of cover the main part of the cracker box. And then I cut a piece out for a focal point. I had some of these little chipboard kind of pieces and some digital printables, and I just kind of decorated it up. I'm going to add what I want to do right now is I want to add some lace on the back of the spine because you still can kind of see the orange box underneath. Now it's not terrible, I mean it's fine, but I do want to, I think, cover it with some lace just to kind of camouflage it a little bit more. And then I'm going to put in my holes, and I've decided, because I've doubled up the thickness of the cracker box here instead of just the single, because I cut and joined the 2 pieces together. This is double thickness. It's going to be very difficult for me to get an awl through the spine of this to punch the holes. So I'm going to go back to a technique that I actually really kind of enjoy to do, and that's actually using my Crop-A-Dile to make the holes in the journal cover itself, I'm going to use some eyelets to reinforce that holes and make it decorative. So it'll be like this. And then we'll have our eyelets, again, helping to tack down that lace a bit. And then I'll sew in the signature from there. Now, the papers that I used in the signature, I'll show you on the inside too. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. I just made some fun little pockets with some stickers that I had from part of the kit, or the 49 graphic papers. And then here are the signatures. I'll show you this in a minute. This is something else I made. So I have some of the 49 graphic papers in here, okay? I've got some book page from an old Alice in Wonderland book. Some more digitals. So the digitals that I used, I mixed them up. This is some of my coffee dyed paper, some more of that 49 graphic paper digitals. So I'll let you know the digitals I used, and I've kind of mixed up, more book page, mixed them up here and there because I didn't want to use the exact same kit necessarily throughout. I like the diversity of the different printables that are out there. So I think this main one that I used, so I printed it out and then I just brushed some coffee on the back just to kind of give it a coffee, or a different look, coffee old paper look. But the digitals that I used are going to come from one of three places. I have 3 lifetime memberships that I purchased a while ago off of Etsy. So this is I purchased this last year. And again, you buy digitals and then they just sit in your computer and you don't use them. So I'm determined to use them. And they either come from Raven Printable Designs, Gypsy Journals, or Cherished Chronicles. And those are all on Etsy. And all of their kits are like Alice in Wonderland named. It's very simple. You can go check them out on Etsy. So that's where kind of all my digitals are coming from. This main one, I think, is from Raven Printables, but I'll show you some, I'm going to use some different ephemera pieces. We're going to make some different ephemera pieces, and they're going to include images from the different kits because I like that kind of mixed and match look for this particular journal anyways. So that was a long intro, wasn't it? But before we get started on putting our lace and eyelets in, I'll show you how I do that. I also did kind of just break off and make just a little fun piece of ephemera. I have a whole bunch of Tim Holtz papers and little chipboard pieces, and they've been sitting because I'm like, oh, I gotta save them and I don't want to waste them. And I'm like, no, you have to make something out of them. So I just made this fun little trifold. So as you can see on the front, this is I think this is from maybe Wallflower or Industrial. I don't know. It's a Tim Holtz paper pad, you guys. I'm sure you'll recognize it more than I will. But and then just some random scrapbook paper underneath that has writing. I've got one of these little Tim Holtz they cut out people, lost relatives, whatever they are. And then this just little piece of ephemera on the front. I'm debating whether or not I add an eyelet or something or a charm. But for now, this is finished for now. I can always add on to it when I find a journal that it's going to go into. So really simple. It's just one 12 by 12 sheet of paper, cut in half, and then I use the opposite side. So I have 2 different sheets. I have this one with kind of the leather look on the back and this writing. And then I use this kind of, what's it called? What do you call it? Architect paper, drawings, drafting paper, whatever. And I made these little 2 pocket tuck here with these little tags. I just thought this was so cute. And so in my head, I was creating like a little bit of a story. I'm like, oh, these 2 fell in love, and he's in the armed forces, and he had to do a lot of traveling while they were gone, but they stayed together. So a little tag here. This is the opposite side of that drafting paper or plan paper. And then they got married, and they had this little boy, and just to tease him, the wife put the boy in some U.S. Navy outfit and took a picture of him, but he's still so sweet. And then they had this journey. You've been on this complete journey. This is a pocket just some fun little pieces of ephemera back here. You can write on the back of these little tickets and tags. And this one actually flips up. And I'm going to put some writing paper in here, some just coffee dyed paper so you can write in here. I haven't done that yet. And then this is just a belly band with one of the Tim Holtz kind of people. I cut this particular picture out of the full 12 by 12 scrapbook paper page. And just kind of put that on as a belly band. And then this is some ephemera from a Tim Holtz package, which I thought was kind of cool with the gears. So just tuck that in there. And then we have another little tuck. And then, you know, it's just the three of them. And then I thought it would be funny that their family decided so both their mothers. So I'm going to say that this is a mother and this is a mother of these two. And maybe one of the aunts came, she's probably her sister. And they came to visit them on a trip. And they were on a ship. I don't know. I was just kind of making a fun story in my head. So that's kind of just the little fun little flip out that I did, just playing around. So this will eventually go into a journal. I'm not sure which one, but it's ready to go. And like I said, I can always add more items if I want to decorate it. So that was just a little fun piece I created as well on my little holiday. I do want to show you guys these. I bought these from, I don't know. I honestly don't know. This is the package they came in. I think I've had it so long, you guys. I think I got these from Amazon. And I love them. I thought they were great because they were like acetate pieces. But here's my problem. They are very large acetate pieces, but they're gorgeous. And they measure 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. They're very large. They're very thick. And I don't know what to do with them. They were Alice in Wonderland themed. Like, look at this, is just gorgeous. How beautiful is that? Just gorgeous. And so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I actually might use them. They might fit well on my daughter's closet doors because she has those square panels. And we were kind of doing her room in a pink kind of, you know, pretty girl Alice in Wonderland theme. So I might use these to put on those panels of the door because I don't think I can use them in a journal because they're just too thick. Can't fold them. I don't, you know, I'd have to do like a ring binder with them. So yeah, I don't know what to do with these. If you guys have any ideas on what I can do with these, please definitely leave it in the comments below because they're gorgeous. I'm not sure the best way to make use of these in our little art of junk journaling, or if I'll just use them in decorating in my daughter's room. I don't know, but definitely if you have ideas, leave them down below. Okay, so I think that was everything I kind of wanted to talk about right off the hop. So let's get going here. So let's get the lace. We need to get the lace on. I hope you're all doing well and that you're able to hang out in your fun craft space or whatever space that you like to watch these videos in. So yeah, this kind of blends, and that's okay. I don't want it to stand out too much. I just kind of want it to cover those little orange bits and give it a little bit more texture. And it's not going to take, I think, too much away from the cover already. So let's go ahead and cut that. And let's put that down there. I definitely need to, I got most of my stuff kind of put away, but of course, you know, after you've hauled, you know, packed all your craft stuff into a bin or whatever, and then you come back, you gotta, kind of gotta spend some time getting it back into the right spots. But my craft room before I left was an utter disaster, and it's no better now. So I need to deal with that. I think that's a struggle all of us have. I like to get all my things out so I can see what I have. Okay, so I'm just going to run some Fabri-Tac just down here I'm going to make sure I get enough that it is going to stick down nicely, but not too much so that it's a soppy mess, if you catch my drift. All right. Everybody on the YouTube world is, excuse me, those fumes just hit me quite hard. Everybody in the YouTube world is right into Christmas, and I'm not big on making Christmas journals. I don't know. It's just, I mean, they're great. I just don't think you can use them long enough. Do you know what I mean? Like any other kind of themed journal you can use, you know, basically throughout the year, where Christmas is really basically just kind of limited to Christmas, isn't it? So I'm not usually a big one on making Christmas journals. And it just makes me, when I have to think or do Christmas too early, by the time Christmas rolls around, I'm so over it and I don't want to participate. Christmas isn't my favorite time of year as it is. I think I've mentioned this before, but, you know, I lost my dad on December 10th many years ago, and then my father-in-law on New Year's Day. So Christmas is a hard time for us, but we try to make the best of it, you know. But yeah, it's just hard. It is. Okay, as you can see, I just did the flat part of the spine, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some Fabri-Tac along here, and then I'll just fold that over, and then we can get our eyelets in, measure and put our eyelets in, and then sew in our signature. So that's kind of hoping what I can get done today in this video for you. Of course, I'm going to keep on crafting and maybe do another video after this, but we'll see how long it takes me to get this done. I'm kind of out of my groove and out of my element. So, you know, when you haven't done something for so long. I've been like a mad woman. Last night I was like working late. So we have this trial coming up, and I had to get these for you guys in the States. They're kind of like subpoenas to attend court, but we call them notices to attend as witness for trial. A big long name for a document, isn't it? So I had to get those documents filed at the courthouse and back on a rush and ready for service, because we have a service deadline. So I was madly working to get those done, and we have to serve them with what's called conduct money. So I had to have a check with them. And so, you know, just kind of, you know, I was working from home and then waiting for everything online from the courthouse. And then I had to ask my amazing team who was in office. So between our accounting department and our administrative department, they just came together and really helped me, you know, get the checks ready and do the printing. And then we were going to try and get these documents out to a process server to serve. And it was too late in the day by the time I got the documents back from the court. So it was like 3:30 in the afternoon, and you try and get anything done after 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, everybody's like MIA, right? They're all gone for the weekend pretty much. Except for us, we're still working hard, and so the courier couldn't get it to the process server in time. So I ended up having to take these documents and drive them out to an acreage outside of the city to get them to the process server so we could try serving them over the weekend. So that was a lot of running around yesterday. Plus, it was my son's birthday on Thursday, and so he was having some friends sleep over last night, and I had to, like, obviously feed them, so I was rushing back to get some pizza ordered for them and some snacks, and so yeah, just a lot of running around. And so I haven't necessarily been hanging out in here just because prepping for that trial, and by the end of my day I'm so mentally fatigued I can't even do anything. Just tired, so I hang out and watch some television or some YouTube. That was one of the nice things when we were out at the cabin. There was absolutely no cell service, and no internet. So I actually had to drive up to like this visitor center to call my husband, and I had to call him through Wi-Fi calling because there was only Wi-Fi at the visitor center, and it was closed for the season, so we had to sit outside in our vehicle and use the Wi-Fi from our vehicle. And so yeah, it was nice, but it was also a little inconvenient because of course I wanted to catch up on all my YouTube videos of my people that I like to watch, right? Sadly, that didn't happen, so that's okay. It is actually good. It was nice to disconnect. So, okay. All right, so we've got that glued down. I am going to put this little stopper back on. This is just a end from a, she recognized it, it's just an end from a knitting needle, like one of those knitting needle cap things. And it works really well for Fabri-Tac bottles. Okay, so that is in there. Now, here is the spine. I'm just going to use this as a template. So, because I have the right width of templates. Oh, excuse me. I have the right template width, but I don't necessarily have the right height. And it's really important on this one that I get my height correct so that it all lines up beautifully, because I don't have a lot of wiggle room on either end here. So let's just cut this down. We'll cut these little flaps off. You can 100% save all these little cardboard pieces. I'm not sure I am because I already have a ton, but you know, you could decorate them and use them as little pockets or tucks or even tabs on the side of a page. I'll put them to the side. I don't know if I'm going to use them though. Okay. All right, let's measure. What did I say my spine is? So what about, I can't see it that way. Let's do it this way. It's easier this way. So 1 3/4. I'm really having trouble seeing right now. I have my contacts in and I tend to be able to see better with my bifocal glasses as opposed to bifocal contacts. So that is 1 3/4. So let's cut this down to 1 3/4. Do you guys have, anybody out there have bifocal contacts? It's quite the thing, isn't it? It doesn't work as well as the glasses though, that I must say. I prefer my glasses, but then they get dirty so easily. So there's that. It's just a constant struggle, isn't it? Okay, now the next thing we want to do is, this is about 9 inches. So 4.5 would be our middle, right? 4.5 and 4.5 is 9. So it's just shy of 9. But I'm going to kind of do equidistance on, you can't see me, can you? Sorry. I'm just measuring this on my glass mat. Just trying to find the middle, which is about here. And then I want to go in, let's say, an inch on this side and an inch on this side. Okay, so I just did some really crude measuring here. So I just kind of found the middle, and then I went an inch from either end, and then that should secure our pages nicely. So with that, I then need to, let's use this one. This is the amazing ruler that my mom got me from Scrapindippity here in Calgary. They have a north and south store. I really quite enjoy hanging out at their store. They got lots of beautiful things, and I couldn't buy anything, and I was like, oh, they have a center ruler. And so my mom, lovely as she is, bought it for me. So thank you, Mom. All right, so let's figure out center for this, which is going to be about here. Just kind of mark it on both ends. So I'm going to draw a line down for the center. I have these little lights, these little magnetic lights that I got. Where did I get these from? I got these from like one of those Temu or whatever. And I thought they would be great to give me extra light, but they don't hold a charge with a dang. Okay. Let's do that. So we got a nice center line there, and then we're going to do our marks here. You might have a easier way of doing this, but this is just how I like to do it, or at least how I'm going to do it this time. I might switch it up next time, who knows. Sometimes I find easier ways to do things. Sometimes I like to do things the hard way. I like to do things all different ways. Okay, so there we go. That is basically going to just tell us where we're going to put in our holes. So I want this to be the top. So I'm going to put a T there. That way when I go to do my pages, I know which way is going to be up. And then I feel like those lines aren't straight, but good enough for the girls, I know. Okay, I want to do just, I think this 1/8 hole. I think the 3/16 is going to be a bit too big, so I'm going to do the 1/8 size, and I'm basically just punching a hole right where those lines intersect. So pray for me as I try to get this somewhat centered. I mean, not the best, but it's done. So done is done. Close enough. And we'll try here. Good. And here. Now, I know you're going to ask me, why didn't I just do this right directly on here? Why didn't I just measure that? The reason being is because I need to make sure I can get, sorry, can't think and do things. I want to make sure that I can, oh, this is a bit smaller. How did that even work? That's okay. Just so that I can actually make sure I'm getting the same holes on the signature, so it's just easier to move this little piece around rather than the whole journal itself. Okay, so then now I've got my little holes here, and I can go ahead and punch those. This is where you hold your breath. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it, because it was definitely a thick piece to go through. Uh-oh. There's always a way, Chala. There's always a way. Just calm down. It's like, how am I going to get that in there? Okay, and punch. Oops, so far so good. It's because this thing's in the way. That's why it wasn't sliding. I thought I didn't have enough room, but I do. I got lots of room. Okay, so there we go. We've got those holes punched. Oops, I need this. I'm going to go ahead and set my eyelets right away. Then I can kind of put all of this away. So we need 3 of these little eyelets. These likely just came, they're antique brass, 2 millimeters, and they likely came off of Amazon, because that's probably where I got them. If I had to guess, I think I remember ordering them eons ago. It's terrible that I have so much stuff that I bought that I've been collecting and just not using. It's just been sitting there and it's ridiculous. Like I have to, don't get it unless you're going to use it right away. That's probably my biggest, I need my nails cut too. My biggest advice to you guys is don't build a stash. You don't necessarily need to build a stash. Just, if you're purchasing things, only purchase what you're absolutely going to use right away for a project. Don't purchase it for a future project in mind. Do it for the one that you're actually working on. Then you know you're going to use it and you're not, you know, unnecessarily spending money when you don't have to. And it's really great. There is, if I can speak, there are tons of Facebook groups that are willing to do swaps with you. So if you were looking for something in particular, I know my friend Lori, hi Lori, she is one of my buddies on one of my YouTube junk journal groups. You know, she's working on I think a unicorn journal, and she was asking for orange lace. Now I looked in my stash, I didn't have any orange lace, but it's a great way to not spend money and get the supplies that you need, is join those swaps. Be like, hey, I have this and I'm looking for this. And maybe you can do a swap with someone and not have to. I mean, the worst thing you're going to do is spend money on postage, right? And that's a lot less than maybe the actual product that you were going to purchase in the first place, right? So it just makes sense. And it's good for the environment. So yeah, I like that. I like that community. I mean, that's what people used to do way back in the day, right? Is they'd go to their neighbor's house. If they needed a cup of sugar, they'd go to their neighbor's house. They would swap. Hey, I have extra potatoes. Do you have carrots? You know, that's what communities are supposed to be about. Okay, so I'm going to give this a big squeezy. There we go. Hopefully that worked well. Yes, super. Okay. And then I'm going to do it again. Pardon me as I'm standing up and contorting and doing some gymnastics to look and push it down. I probably don't need to use that much force, but you know, I just feel better about throwing my whole body weight into it. Makes me feel like it's going to be more secure. There we go. I think, ooh, sorry, that was probably really loud. Okay, that feels good. I'm happy about this, but now I've got my microphone cord caught. Okay, look at that. I really love this, you guys. I'm so happy with this. Yes, we've got our eyelets in, and then that'll give strength as well for the strings, twine, whatever we use to sew in the signature. Yeah, I like that. Wonder bar. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is get our pages how we want them. Now I should have probably used paper so that I could have bent this, but I think it'll still work. Okay, let's count our pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I actually want to make this up to 20. I want to add some music page in there. So 17 times 4, that would give us the number of pages that we have right now. Let's find my music book, which should be behind me here somewhere. There it is. And this is just a book, again, purchased eons ago. As you can see, tons to use. This is a clarinet book, I think, that I got from Goodwill. And I'm just going to pull out some pages that look nice. There's one. And maybe we'll go in here just so they're a little bit different. Ooh, that one's ripped too much. One. Let's do this one. Oopsies. That's okay. Two. Maybe let's go about here. No, don't like that much writing. Let's use this one. Woo! 3. I'm just making a mess of this book, but that's okay. We can use it for collage fodder, all that good stuff. Put my book away, back on my shelf. And we might have to do some trimming down. Oh, not a lot. But obviously I kind of want to clean up these edges that I mangled, so that will take some bulk off. Okay. And maybe about there. How does that look? Right there. Commit to that. Okay, and I think I want to take some off of this end as well. Maybe about there. Looks good. There's another thing that I think I do weird. It feels weird for me to pull down my cutter this way. I feel like it's better for me to go down and up than up to down. Do you guys have a preference when you're cutting? I know it's a weird thing to think about, but I just noticed, I'm like, why do I always prefer to go up instead of cutting down? Okay, so these actually don't need to be any narrower, so that's good. Let's just go ahead and fold them up and then put them in our journal. That just gives us a couple extra pages and it breaks up. I noticed I had quite a few blank pages together, so that will help to break that up. Okay, let's make ourselves a little bit more room here. And okay, let's fold these. Do it this way. There's one. Yep, that looks good. This one, let's do this way. Not that it matters, really. 2. Gruppetto with 3 and 4 notes. And 4. No, 3. I can't count. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Math is hard. Okay, so let's put this. That's looking good. That's looking good. Good. Feel like we could have one maybe here. Got to break up those blank pages a bit. Oh, I thought I had more blank pages in there. But let's see, we could where do we want to put these other 2? Maybe here. Go ahead and put that one there. Okay, I kind of want to get these I got a lot of shifting around to do to make these good on the ends, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's put that one. Maybe, let's put it here. Might be a little close to the other one, but that's okay. We can always decorate the pages. Okay, so that's where it's going to go in. Now we're going to make them nice on the ends, and then we're going to even them out. So here we go. I need to get some, where are those? My large paper clips that kind of hold everything in place. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now I'm trying to make them even on this side. Just kind of make sure that when they get sewn in, like this is just a little too high to the top. For me, it doesn't matter if you like it higher at the top. I just want to make sure that everything is going to get caught when I sew it in. So that's good. This one can come down a smidge. Maybe right there. And then this purple one is good. This one is good. Our coffee dyed. Looks like little cookies on there. I kind of think that's funny. That's from one of my disposable pans that I was coffee dyeing on. That lines up nicely. That's about good there. That one's good there. Let's move you down a titch to there. This was dyed with a plastic placemat from the dollar store. I just put it on top when I was coffee dyeing and it made really cool patterns. Again, I'm probably overthinking this process, but this is kind of what I like to do. Make sure things are centered. I love these illustrations. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, we're almost there, guys. And then that one is good there. And then this is the center. I was trying to think which one I wanted in the middle, but that is just a bit busy, don't we think? Why am I off to the side so much? I'm sorry. I'm like, I keep listing to the left, which doesn't make it easy for you to see, does it? All right, so I think I have everything. Oopsies. Come back here, lined up where I want it. Try not to fall out of my chair as I pick up my paper clip. These, where did I get these? Ooh, I want to say Staples maybe, or Amazon. Jumbo paper clips. Or honestly, I could have even gotten them from the dollar store. I don't know. But they work really well for me instead of bulldog clips or alligator clips. Because they give a longer grip than I find the alligator clips just aren't as long and catch sometimes all of those smaller pages. And then I'll put this one here. See how it grabs all of those? Can you see that? And then this one here. Okay. Now, that all tucked in. I need a ruler to kind of push that down in the center. I want to get those center pieces nice and pushed together there. See? Okay. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is grab our little template. And I'm going to top, make sure my T is in the right place. And so I can see, I know you can't, but see where these lines are? I'm just kind of going to be putting a mark in the exact middle where it folds, so I can see where those lines are, and then I'm going to put a little mark, and then that's where it's going to tell me to poke the hole. I'm going to use my awl for the pages themselves. I'm not going to use the crocodile. And so this will just, that way I get them right kind of where I want them to be. Make sure I can see that. Kind of helps because it's not the busy pattern on the other side. It's just the florals. I should be able to see these marks. And one more. Okay. So I've got those. Now I'm going to grab underneath my Tim Holtz mat here is, do I have, oh no, I have my little one. Let's use my little one. I don't need to bring out that big guy for this job. Okay, so I've got my marks. There's one, and there's one. I'll grab my awl or your pokey tool, whatever you have. And let's punch some holes. Right there. And right there. I was praying that I get it right in that crease. Sometimes it goes a little cattywampus, but okay, and then this. I think that's my mark. There we go. Okay. There. Now what we want to do is, I'm sure you guys all know how to do this, but let's pick out our stringer. This is wax linen. I do have some other colors. Do I have anything? I don't think I have pink or anything, but I could also sew it in with ribbon. Like that satin ribbon, you know what I mean? Let's see what we have in my drawer of goodies for other colors. I have this gray. Let me just double check and see if I have some satin ribbon, because maybe that would be nice. I don't think I do though. Some pink satin ribbon. No, I do not. I'm sure my mom does though, don't you, Mom? Sorry, I'm checking this. Another, look at this. Craziness here I have. I was kind of thinking like something like this type of satin ribbon, maybe without these little, you see that? This, without those little doohickeys. But I don't have any. I don't think I have any. Nope. Okay, let's just use what we have. Well, there goes the gray, so as it rolls off my desk, and I don't think, oh, and there goes my art glitter glue. Why is everything falling? Okay, I'm not feeling the gray. Nope. Let's just stick with white. That actually might not be too bad, because that kind of goes with this hat. I'm going to use this one. Live life on the wild side. Okay, And I need my needle. Got that. Oh shoot, and I forgot I took my pliers and my wire cutters upstairs when I was trying to remove my bathroom fan because it isn't working. And I keep forgetting to bring them back down, but I have another pair. So that's good. I ended up not being able to get it done because I'm not strong enough to pull out the metal casing or flashing or whatever it is. And so I'm like, honey, I need your help. And it's still not done. I bought the fan. I ripped the old fan out. Everything's kind of there waiting for him. But apparently he's not motivated enough to get that fan done. And I'm like, we really need that bathroom fan fixed up, please. Be nice. Okay. Sorry, I had a little wife bitchy moment there. He'll get it done eventually. He says to me, I don't have to keep bitching at him every 4 months to get it done. Oh, I think I want to re-glue this down a little bit later, just to make sure it's not going to come up. Anyways, okay, let's focus on one thing at a time here, Chala. Let's first get this sewn in. Okay. 1, 2, and 3 times the length. And my goodness, this is like taking the whole hour for me to do. That's how out of practice I am here. That usually takes me a while, who am I kidding, to get these done. Okay. I'm sure you guys have all seen this done 100 times. I don't think I'm going to show you anything new and overly revelating. Revelating, is that the word I want? Okay, so this just makes it really easy for me to get through this spine here. So start in the middle. I'm actually thinking. I don't do it often. I think I want my string to be on the outside, like my bow. I think I want it to be on the outside, so I'm going to go this way. I'm going to do it a little different. Maybe you'll learn something new. So usually if you go in to out, like inside the journal to outside the journal, you're going to have your ties on the inside of your journal. I want the bow on the outside because I think I want to put a charm and hang it from there. So I think that would be nice. Now, if you want it to end at the top, I think you have to start at the top. I like mine in the middle, just because I do. But you can play around with different binding techniques for sure. I kind of stick with a simple one. I do have a book that I'm kind of reading on different binding techniques, and I do want to try some different ones, but I'm not going to lie, I'm intimidated by it. I really am. Okay, so now I'm going to go down. Is this going to work though? I think it'll work. Hang on. Go down through this way. Can't pull that. You can't grab it. This is where your needle nose pliers come in. Is that still going to work? It'll be fine, yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to go through the top. Okay. Here's my hole. And this is, oh, I did get it through the first time. Look at that. Oh, lovely. Like it when that happens. Ugh. Okay. Come on. Am I pulled tight then? I must be, yeah. Okay. Giving it just a nice little tug here. And then we need to go back in this hole, careful not to split your thread. Otherwise you won't get a tight, it won't tighten up properly is what I'm trying to say. Making sure everything's right side up before I get too far into this process, I guess. Because I've done that. I've bound a signature into a journal upside down and had to take it out and redo it. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is pull our strings. And now, as you can see, I have the strings coming out on the same side here. I don't want that. I want one string to go on one side of this and one on the other. And that just stabilizes it in between these two pieces here, right? Okay. Let's see if we can get these somewhat even, because I also like to do that. A little bit more. That should be just about. Oh, what do we got going on here? I got some buzzing. Okay, so now I'm pulling it nice and taut. Let's take a look before we get too far here. How's that looking inside? I think that looks good. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Beautiful. Let's commit here and get this sewn in. So I've literally spread out the center here just to kind of help me get everything nice and tight. And we will start with a knot one way and a knot the other way. And then I'm going to keep that just for now because I might want to put a charm on it. So I'm just going to leave these. I'll tie it in a bow later. There we go. We have our signature sewn in, and we'll give it a little shake. It's nice and sturdy. It's not wiggling at all. So we know it's nice and secure. You can go ahead and take these off. And there we go. We are done with our binding. We have a beautiful Alice in Wonderland journal that just needs some decorating. So let's take a quick peek-see through and make sure all our pages are good. Okay, so we can count our pages. So I'm going to count them by twos because this is 1, this is 2, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, ooh, excuse me, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. So we're going to have 80 pages in here. Ooh, gorgeousness. Not sure what I'm going to do here, but I need to break up this busyness for sure. But there you go, guys. We have got a great start to this journal. I am hoping to continue to work on it today. We are going out this afternoon or this evening with some friends of ours for a fundraising event. So I want to see how much I can get done. I didn't really do anything in here with this, and I think that's fine because it's brown. I think it's fine. I'm not going to, obviously I could put more lace in there, but I like it like this. It's fine. Okay, excellent. So there we go. We've got everything bound into this gorgeous journal. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will be back really soon with another video and show you some decorating. And while I'm gone, I'm going to glue this down. I don't like that flapping up. So I'm going to tack it down just a little bit more just so it doesn't get caught and rip, because that's the last thing we want. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and P.S. I love you.